Hey, what's up? I'm going to be unboxing the Seven Ronin set for Test of Honor. Okay, the Test of Honor Seven Ronin set. Basically, this set, is called the Seven Ronin set, but it's based off the characters, the Seven Samurai from the Kurosawa's Seven Samurai movie. I'm assuming that they couldn't call it Seven Samurai just because you can't have Seven Samurai in the list. But this is kind of a flavorful thing. It's not made by Warlord Games. It's made by War Banner and Grave for Now. Just cool to have. In the back you see this and that. So what happens is, if you read this, it says these characters represented in this box are designed to be used together, and if commanded well, they form a powerful force. However, they are armed only with swords and can be vulnerable to bow, fire, and muskets. For a particularly characterful battle, we recommend you use only the skill cards in this box to form your fate deck. So basically, you buy this whole set, and it's used in your Test of Honor game, just the 7 of these guys. So let's open up. Let's see what's inside. All right, so the usual stuff. Cards. All right, the bases, which are the wooden Mdf bases. And here are the models. So what I like to do is I'm going to open this up, and then we'll attach the card that goes with that model. Okay, so let's talk about Kanbai. He is the leader. He was the guy that brought all the samurai together in the Seven Samurai. So let's look at his card. He is 6 points. He starts with the Wise Leader and Fallen Friends card. We'll get to that in a second. He's got a 5 aim, 5 avoid, 5 strength, 5 Test of Honor, 5 wits, and 3 activations. So he is your samurai hero in this. Then we have the Fallen Friends, which is ongoing. Whenever any of the 7 Ronin is cut down, place the model on this card. A model may be spent to reroll all the dice if Kanbai fails a test. So I guess you put a guy in here. If all 6 guys are dead and they're on this card, he gets 6 rerolls. So that's pretty good. And then the Wise Leader. Now this is really cool. It's ongoing. It's only assigned to him. So you may assign a skill card to any of the 7 Ronin. The normal maximum of 1 card per action applies. So basically, the other 7 cards, which we'll go over, once you pull them when you pull the Fate deck, you can give them to any of the other 7 Ronin. So that's a cool thing, because no other faction in this game can do that. Now let's look at the model. I like it. It's very good. Sculpt is nice. And the only thing I will say is his sword is a little bent here. But all in all, it's not too bad. So this is gonna be, yeah, that's bad, and this is a little bad here, if you notice. So mine came almost like it was flattened. So the sculpt itself is good, but you'll see an ongoing theme for these models is the swords are messed up. And I get a little nervous with metal, because when you bend them here and you bend them here, sometimes you do it too much, they can break. So this is going to take a lot of TLC to make it work. But there he is. That is the leader of the 7 Ronin. Next up we have Cachito. He's the youngest samurai in this. He kind of latches onto Kanbai, helps him out. He is his kohai or junior. He's probably a new samurai, and he sees that Kanbai is the leader and goes on the quest with them. So Cachito, all of the 7 samurai or the 7 Ronin are unarmored. They're armed with katanas, unaligned samurai class. The stats are 3, 4, 3, 3, and 1. Okay, pretty standard across the board, and he's a good fill-in. He's solid stats. Let's look at the model. Okay, model is nice, looks good, and he's not too bent over here. You're going to remove this to put this here. So not bad, good sculpt. This one actually didn't get damaged so much. Okay, next up we have Gordo B. If you remember, he was the part of the wood chopping style He was the one cutting wood when one of the other guys came to recruit him. His stats are 3, 5 on the avoid, 3, 4 test of wits, 3 test of honor, and 1 activation. He is 2 points. Okay, and here's the model. Now, I do like the sculpt. I think they got him. They got his little code T there and whatnot. The only issue is, look at this sword. The sword is messed up, so I'm going to have to do that. But if it's really bad, I'm going to have to cut the whole thing off and maybe use one of the spare Test of Honor swords that I have from the plastic, which I think I might do it, just might do it, because this is really bad. You know, there's some sprue here. That's not a big deal. But if you look here, yeah, the sword's the thing. But all in all, his face and everything, the sculpt is really nice. Once you get the paint on it, I think it would be okay. But yeah, this is the sword is bothering me. So that's Gordo B. Okay, so next is Shichiroji. I hope I'm saying that correctly. He is 3 points. So he's 1 more point than Gordo B and 2 more points than Cachito. And I think here's why. So let's go over his stats. First of all, he's got a 4 on his aim. He's got 4 on avoid, 3 strength, 4 test of wits, 4 test of honor. He has 1 activation. But I think the extra point over Gordo B is this. After he makes a charge action, a friendly model within 6 can charge as a free action, and there must be a suitable target within range. Okay, so when he charges, I guess he inspires someone else, and they charge with him. So he's one of the lesser samurai, but yeah, he's here. He's not the samurai hero. And now the model I like, because if you remember, he always wore like, it's almost like he was wearing shorts in the movie. But here, look at this. The sword is really like wrapped around him. So a little bit more TLC that I'm going to have to use this to fix. But all in all, you know, with all of these guys, the sculpts are great. Just the swords are killing me. That's the one drawback I see. But that is Shichiroji. Okay, next is Heihachi. Same as the other ones. 3, 4, 4, 3, 4, and 1. He is only 2 points. He is your basic samurai. He's not as bad as his stats aren't as bad as Cachito. He's got a better strength and better test of honor. So I guess that's where the extra point comes from. Let's look at the model. Okay, not too bad. The sword's not bent, just a little bit. We can just kind of edge it right there. You know what you're going to get with the metal models. I do like this model a lot. Look at him. He's got his top knot and everything here. And eventually, I guess you add this later because you can paint the kimono better. Okay, it is not terrible. That's Heihachi. Okay, next up is Kyuzo. Now, this character in the movie is my favorite character in the movie. We meet him when you can see that Kanbai and Cachito are in the town, and there's a duel going on. And what happens is Kyuzo duels with the guy. They use wooden swords or pieces of bamboo, and he says that he won. The other guy says no. Then he draws his sword, and then Kyuzo cuts him down. Now, if you know anything about the sword style, he's using Yagyu Shinkageru, which is the Shade School, and it's just one of those things where as the sword comes in, you block and strike at the same time. It's very effective. It's very fun. I've done it for a number of years, and that is one of my favorite sword styles ever. So this is my favorite character in the movie here. Kyuzo starts with the duelist card. We'll get to that in a second. Now he's got really good stats. He's got 5, 5, 4, 4, 4, with 2 activations. Now he's hitting you up for 5 points. Okay, but like I said, you take the whole group together, and you know this is just one thing. So you get the points where you need to run them as just one single faction. Okay, the duelist card. It's ongoing. It's only for Kyuzo. Instead of deep cut, Kyuzo weapon bonus on the aim roll is this. If the attack results in a light wound, Kyuzo can follow up. His bonus on damage rolls is move up. So when he gets follow-up, the warrior makes a free charge action. If no enemies are in range, the warrior can move up instead. Okay, so basically that's what follow-up is. And the bonus on damage is move up, and the warrior makes a free action. So that's pretty good. The thing is, I think they're trying to show that he's the dueling at the beginning of the movie. He's going to be the guy that's there. But he was, out of all of them, he was the most skilled swordsman. You know, pound for pound, the best swordsman in the group. And he was the one who goes out on the mission. He needed to get a musket, so he went out and got it. So let's take a look at his model. The model, I was worried because the problem with the metal that we were seeing is all the swords. But it looks like he's holding maybe a fan or something like that here. So it is not a big deal. So if I pull this off, eventually clip it off, it'll be okay. And sort of go here. He is, like I said, my favorite character in the movie. I'm glad that the sculpt is cool. It looks just like him. I would have liked him if he was in that, maybe the lower pose or the reverse pose that he had when he was doing the duel, but this is okay, you know. The fact that I have him is really cool. So that is Kyuzo. Last but not least, of course, couldn't leave him out of, I'm so glad that they didn't, was Kichiro. And he is everybody's favorite. I know that I said that Kyuzo is my favorite, and he is, but how can you not love Kichiro? He was played in the movie excellently by Toshiro Mifune, one of the greatest actors to be in a samurai movie. Everybody loves him, the voice, the presence, everything. So, Kichiro is 5 points, and he starts with the must fight on card, which we'll get to. His stats are 4, 5, 5, 3, 4, and 2. So he has 2 activations. It's going to set you back 5 points. But it doesn't matter. Like I said, it's all coming together. He has the must fight on. At the first time Kichiro suffers a heavy wound, he may take a test of honor to fight on with an injury card exactly like a hero. So essentially, he's got the same ability when he gets wounded, just like your samurai hero. So you take a heavy wound, you're about to be killed, but he takes his test of honor, which is 4, and if he passes the test, you draw a injury card, give him the injury card, and he keeps fighting. So that is great because he was the one who was wounded and hurt and everything and just kept coming back to fight. So let's check out the sculpt. All right, everything looks pretty good. Wakizashi is a little bent. We could just bend that back into shape right there. But all in all, not bad. Look around. You know, I do see it's pretty cool. I like it. And also, I haven't clipped it off. I just opened the box right now. His big sword goes in here. So he's leaning on the sword, that famous pose of him with the big sword leaning on it. So I'm going to have to clip all this off. But what I like is the sword is not bent at all. Everything seems very nice in here. I don't have any issues with that. So there you go. Toshiro Mifune lives in Kichiro. Okay, the Seven Ronin set comes with its own set of 7 fate cards that you can use only for the Seven Ronin in the game. Because of Kanbei's Wise Leader card, you can assign these to any samurai on the table, which is, you know, each one of the 7 Ronin. They can get the card, you could put it on. It just follows the rules that for every activation you get one. So like Cachito or Kyuzo have 2 activations, but they already have a card. They can actually get one of these cards, and the only one who can't get is Kanbei because he already has 2, unless you want to get rid of it and, you know, he's the only left or whatever, but that comes into gameplay. So let's go over them right now. Okay, the first one is double jab. If the warrior gains a quick jab weapon bonus, he may roll twice. Each dice may cause a blood drop. So that is really powerful. Next one is Nobody's Fool. When shooting or charging an enemy with a cautious move marker, make a test of wits. If passed, the marker is removed. That is really good, really cool, really powerful. Okay, next one is Careful Advance. It's ongoing. This warrior and friendly warriors who start their action within 6 inches can move 1 extra inch when making a cautious move. Okay, so that's good. So 4 instead of 3. Flow Like Water. It's ongoing. The warrior's avoid bonus versus shooting attacks is triggered by rolling 4 swords instead of 5. So there is There's another card like this. I don't know the name, but that's good. That your bonus hits when you hit 4 swords instead of 5. Next card, Beloved Comrade. It's ongoing. If the warrior is cut down, all remaining warriors in the force gain +1 dice for tests of honor. So this is similar to when I think it was Gordo B dies, and they all kind of go nuts, you know, and they come around them. So by him dying, they're going to get a +1 on test of honor, +1 dice. That's good to so they don't run away. Dying Strike. Now this is only once. If this warrior is cut down by a melee attack, he can make a damage roll against his attacker before being removed. Weapon bonuses do not apply. It's only once. So this is Dying Strike is a perfect name for this. On his way down, he gets his last licks in there before he dies. Okay, last card is The Last Stand. It's ongoing. If at least half of your warriors have been cut down, groups count as 1, and only one, either the hero or samurai, remains, this warrior gains +1 action for the rest of the battle. Add 1 token back into the bag. So whoever is left, if it is Kanbai or even Cachito or Kyuzo, they would get 6 and 5 activations. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So, you know, but that thing is that most of your guys are dead, and then you have to have this card on to just happen to have the guy that hasn't died. So very situational, but it's really cool that, you know, he would be fighting for his life and he's getting desperate and he makes it happen. So that's it, The Last Stand. Okay, so that's the 7 Samurai or the 7 Ronin set for Test of Honor. There's a few things I like about the set, which I'm pretty happy about. I like the abilities. I like the way they spread it out so you can take it as one faction. I like that the ability to use your fate deck, but then you can dole it out to every one of them is very flavorful because they are essentially samurai, and only the hero and the samurai really get the fate cards, but now the whole faction can get it, and there's only 7 of them. So they're going to be outnumbered, but that'll help make up for it. You know, their abilities are good and things like that. The sculpts, I feel 2 ways about it. I really like the way they came out. They're very close to the way the actors looked from the movie, and it's going to help you to play it out. And if you're a fan of the movie like I am, I've watched it numerous times over the years. It's one of my favorite movies, and it's going to be great to get these guys on the table and be able to recreate some of the battles. Maybe we were talking about doing a battle report where we would take maybe 2 heroes or 2 guys on horseback and take a few musket guys, maybe dole to points a little bit, maybe 30 versus 24, to show that there are a lot of the bandits coming to attack the, you know, the enclosure will make, like the village and everything like that. 2 things that I'm really upset about is, number 1, a lot of the swords are bent, and some of them are bent where I don't know if I can repair them, so I'm going to have to cut them off and use the swords from the other sets that I have. I have a few remaining swords from some of the other Test of Honor sets. And number 2 is they give us those cheap Mdf bases, which I don't know why. I think a set like this, it was $50 US. So with that, you know, just cheap Mdf bases, I don't particularly like them. Also, they're a little lighter, they fall over. I'm not too crazy about them. I would have rather had a nice plastic base. Also, every one of the models has its own little metal base on the bottom, which they're connected to. It's not that their legs are separate where you can do it. So what I have to do is I'm going to have to cut off that to model it up. Maybe that's a production thing, you know, maybe when they're making it, but that's just a pain in the behind when you're modeling. All in all, I'm happy with the set. Those are the real bugaboos that I had, but the abilities, the cards, the fate deck, I think it's going to work well. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to painting it up. So stay tuned to the channel, because what we're going to do is we're going to do a few battle reports using them, maybe some theme lists on the Test of Honor Facebook page. Guys are writing different ways that they're using these models in different scenarios. So I think that'll be really flavorful and really just fun to do. So if this is your first time here, why don't you consider subscribing to the channel, see some more Test of Honor videos. And we also have a bunch of hobby videos. Also, we have a Patreon that helps us fund a lot of the cool stuff that we do here. And if you can, comment below, give me a thumbs up if you like the video. It helps us out. I really appreciate you sticking with me, and I'll see you in the next one.